Hi friends, welcome to another episode of Running with Alicia. I'm Alicia, a doubly certified run coach, here to teach you some things about running. I'm glad you're here, now let's get into it. All right, friends, so let's start with a basic balance pose. So we're going to hold on to an object. This can be a wall, it can be a countertop. You can even do this while you're brushing your teeth if you feel comfortable. The whole point is to get your body used to having some balance. When we start off, this might be easy for you, it might be hard for you. If it's hard for you, I really encourage you to do this a little bit every day to work your way up. This is where we want to start, and then I will progressively show you harder and harder poses. If you find this very easy, that's okay. You can move to the next step. You really want to make sure as a runner and as a person in general to have good balance. It can prevent falls. As a runner, it can help strengthen our ankles so that we can run on uneven surfaces. And overall, it is just a good practice to have. All right, so the first thing is to hold on to that object and raise one leg. Now, you might find it very difficult to be just in this pose holding on and might be wobbling all over the place. No matter what balance position you're doing, it's always good to find a centralized focal point that isn't moving to help so that you can stay steady. And if this is super easy for you, you can let go. Again, have that focal point that you can watch to make sure that you're not toppling all over the place. But if you do, just have your foot down and start over again, or touch the wall and get your balance. No matter what, you want to make sure that you are in a straight position. So you don't want your leg way across you. You want to stand in line and then have your knee up. So you are staying straight. Again, if this is too difficult for you, you can hold on. That is okay. All right, let's move into some more difficult balancing activities. All right, so the first type of yoga pose that I'm going to show you is a marching twist. So you want to start on the end of your mat with your feet parallel to each other. Put your hands at heart center. Now, I am not a yoga teacher. I've never been a yoga teacher. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. I just like balance work. You want to start with your feet about hip width apart. Bring your hands to your heart. And we will go onto one foot. Have your foot straight out from you. Bring it up, out, up, and twist. As you can see, Yogi is here with me. He is named Yogi because he loves watching me do yoga. That is a fun fact about him. All right, move back to center, foot out, and step forward. Onto the next foot, knee up, out, up, turn, back to center, out, and step. Now you just keep doing this down your mat, and then you can come back again. If this is too difficult, go back to the basic balance work on that for a while, and then move into the more complex stuff. All right, so if you found that last marching twist a little bit too difficult with the twist, I'm just gonna show you a basic balance walking. So again, start with your feet hip width apart, bring your hands to your heart, move your weight into your left leg, your knee up, and leg out, leg up, leg out, leg up, and then step forward. That's all this one's going to be, just moving forward slowly so you're progressing through the balance work. So again, move back, put your knee up, leg out, leg up. Now, if you want to make this more difficult, but without the twisting, you can have your hands out. This actually might make it easier, or your hands up. So again, out, up, and step forward. Again, you can move down your yoga mat, and if you want to, move back. All right, the next balancing activity I'm going to show you is an airplane pose. Now, this is more complex, so please, if you're not ready for it, don't try it. I don't want anybody falling. You are going to come back to your mat, place your feet hip width apart, start with your hands on your heart, move your weight into your left foot, and bring your right knee up. Bring your foot out, and up, out, and up, You can raise your hands over your head and stay here for a second. You can even have your hands out if that's easier for you. I do prefer having my hands up, but one is going to be harder than the other most of the time. So from this, we're going to go into an airplane pose. So bring your leg back, your arms forward, and airplane. Now you can do it with your arms out. You can even have your foot touching sometimes, or you can have your hands forward. It's okay if you have to step down for a second and refine the pose. We just don't want you to fall down completely. So let's get back into that airplane pose. All right, move our hands back to center, bring your knee up, and step forward. We're going to do it on the other side. Bring our knee up, foot out, knee up, foot out, hands up, and airplane. Hands back to center, knee up, and step. Again, you can do this down your mat, and if you want to, bring it all the way back. All right, now the next exercises I want to show you is with a Bosu ball. Again, I know they are very expensive. I am very fortunate to have one, but if you don't and you have a gym membership, check your gym. They may have one. Otherwise, they do sell them on Amazon. Even the knockoff brands are very expensive. So if you do not have it in your budget to get a Bosu ball, that is okay. There's still plenty of balance work that you can do without a Bosu ball. All right, so the Bosu ball. We're going to start with the ball side up. This is the easier way of working with a Bosu ball. I will show you with the hard side up as well, but we're going to start here. You want to first get used to that Bosu ball. You can even hold onto something as you're doing this. You're going to want to just place your foot onto the Bosu ball. Feel the bounce of it. Feel how your ankles and your feet feel on that Bosu ball. Try out both feet. See how it feels, but keep one foot grounded so that you know that you're stabilized. You can see how much movement I have when I'm on the Bosu ball. So this is a very advanced type of balance work. Again, you can hold on to something. I'm going to start by putting one foot over towards the left, and then I'm going to bring my other foot on. So we're standing with both feet. Again, please, if you haven't done balance work before and aren't used to it, please hold on to something while you're getting onto the Bosu ball. There's no shame in holding on. So let's come onto the Bosu ball. You can feel it's almost like walking on a waterbed because you're on a ball. Now, 2 feet is going to obviously be easier than 1, but you can see that no matter which way I move, the Bosu ball is moving with me. So we are going to start just by standing on the Bosu ball. This alone is working your core, it is working your ankles, it's working the muscles in your legs. Just get used to the feel of the Bosu ball. All right, the next thing we're going to do is some balance work with 2 feet on the Bosu ball. We're going to come down into a squat. So have your feet on the Bosu ball. They're going to be moving around. It's expected. So you're going to come into a squat position. So bring yourself down and up. As you can see, it's not as easy as it looks. The whole point of this is to gradually move into the Bosu ball work. But if you felt like all of the other balance activities were pretty easy, then you can move into the Bosu ball. All right, let's do another squat. And up. Each time you're doing this, you're going to probably find that you're moving around. It is okay if you're holding on to something. We do not want anybody to fall. So gradually move into the Bosu ball experience. All right, the next exercise that we're going to look at is one leg on top of the Bosu ball. Come into this position again where you have one foot in the center and one foot grounded. We're going to bring our weight onto the foot that's on the Bosu ball and balance. Again, you want to have a focal point that isn't moving to help with your balance. I do recommend for this one to be holding onto something so that you're not falling over. So we're going to come onto the Bosu ball. As you can see, without holding on, it's pretty difficult. I have my other foot balanced here. Get used to how it feels with one foot more than the other on the Bosu ball. We're going to bring our hands to heart center, bring our knee up, and balance. As you can see, it's not super easy. It is okay if this is a very advanced thing for you, or if you're like, I could never do that. It is also okay if you come down to the floor again and need to reposition. You would do this on both feet, so moving to the other side and then balancing on your right foot. Some workout places will have you bring weights onto the Bosu ball. I definitely do not recommend bringing any other equipment onto the Bosu ball except for yourself and maybe holding onto a wall until you are very familiar with how it feels to be on a Bosu ball. All right, we're gonna flip over the Bosu ball and I'm gonna show you some exercises on the harder side. All right, with the Bosu ball flipped over and the ball side on the bottom, this is gonna be trickier to get onto. You again can place your foot onto the Bosu ball. You may feel like this is actually easier because you have a hard surface to step onto versus the other one. However, because that rounded surface is on the bottom, the Bosu ball is gonna move around a lot. So again, place your foot on the center and just get familiar with how the Bosu ball feels before you get onto it. We're going to start by having 2 feet on the Bosu ball. So I'm going to actually tip the Bosu ball to the other side and then bring my weight into that left leg. Again, if you're not familiar with the Bosu ball, please hold on to something. If you're not familiar with balance work, please do not start here. We're going to move our weight into our left foot and bring ourselves onto the Bosu ball with both feet. So you can see that the Bosu ball moves around a lot. We're actually going to use that to our advantage in just a second. But you want to have your feet a little wider than hip width apart so that you have that balance on the Bosu ball. All right, so we're again going to do a squat. So getting your balance and squat. And squat. This is actually one of my absolute favorite Bosu ball activities because it's challenging to me, but also I can feel it in the muscles as I'm doing it. All right, let's do what I call around the world. If you're somebody who runs at Disney, this is going to be a great one for you. This is going to help strengthen your ankles and your legs so that when you're on those curved inclines, it feels a little bit better when you're on them. So what we're going to do is truly have our hips go around the world. So we're going to start by tipping to the right and move backwards and around. Forward. You can have your hands out, you can have your hands up, whatever feels best to you while doing this. I like to have my hands on my hip, but again, going around the world. Come back to center and we'll do the other way. One way might feel way easier than the other. As you can see, I am struggling a little bit to go counterclockwise as this is a harder direction for me. All right, so that's the around the world. Let's move into one leg on the harder version of the Bosu ball. All right, so we're gonna start off the Bosu ball again. You're gonna wanna start with one foot in the center. Try and have it so that your foot is straight. I know it's easier said than done. If you're holding on to something, it's gonna be a little bit easier to reposition yourself. Bring all your weight into that leg and bring yourself up. Like we did with the ball part up, you can bring your other foot and just rest it for a second to get used to the feel. Again, you can have your hands at your heart, hands above your head, hands out. We are going to bring the other leg up and then out and then up. This is going to be a very advanced balance work piece. You will see that I will be moving a lot. Again, please start with the basic balance work before you move anywhere close to doing a one leg Bosu ball with the ball part down. So let's bring our hands to our heart. Again, you can have your hands out, up, heart, whatever works best for you. I find that I'm most centralized if I have my hands at my heart. So bring your leg up. As you can see, I'm very wobbly. It's been a long time since I've done this. Again, it is okay if you have to come down and rest for a second. This is going to take a lot of stability to be on the Bosu ball in this way on one leg. It is definitely something that you want to work up towards. After doing that for a few times, you would move on to the other leg. All right, friends, I hope this helped you learn some about balance work to strengthen your ankles, your legs, and your knees for your running or just everyday life. If you give it a try, please let me know in the comments below. If you have any ideas for more videos, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this, please give a thumbs up. And if you aren't already, please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. Happy running.